Can I get my record expunged in Indiana? That is one of the most common questions we get here at Marc Lopez Law Firm. And to answer that question definitively, I am bringing the expungement master, Mr. Zac Bailey, to answer that question. So Zac, say hi.
How's it going?
Okay, this is the question. It's going to be yours to answer. Can I get my record expunged in Indiana? What's your response?
So the answer is we're going to have to check. The longer it's been since you have any criminal convictions and the less serious your criminal convictions are, the more likely it is that you are eligible for an expungement. So for example, if your most serious conviction is a misdemeanor, we're talking 5 years since the date of that conviction, and we can file to expunge your case. If it's a low-level felony, a Class D or Level 6 felony, if that's the most serious, we're talking 8 years. So the longer it's been and the less serious the offense, the more likely you are to be eligible.
And so, Zac, 99% of the time, these time limits are very straightforward. It's been 5 years since I've had a conviction. It was for a misdemeanor. It's been 8 years since I've had a Level 6 or the old Class D felony. So we can expunge that. But Zac, how does it play off? Someone had a Class D felony in 2001, then they get a misdemeanor conviction in 2015. It's been 5 years. Can't they get everything expunged?
So it has been 8 years since the felony and 5 years since the misdemeanor. So you would think, yes, maybe you're eligible, but no, unfortunately, we look at the most serious offense level and the most recent conviction. And so we're looking at 8 years because it's a Class D felony for the time frame, counting back from 2015 as the most recent conviction date.
And so what are some ways that this happens a lot? I mean, people call us ready to get the expungement and then they have to wait longer. So Zac, what are some strategies that we've done to try to help people in that situation out?
So what we do most often when we have this come up is we'll try to file to turn that felony from the early 2000s into a misdemeanor. And a lot of times people are eligible for this and they don't even realize it, or it's set on their plea. They could petition for it and they never ask for it to be a misdemeanor. So not only are we going to be able to turn that felony down to a misdemeanor, but we're going to make you immediately eligible for an expungement. It's not available in every case, but it's out there quite often for people who may not appear to be eligible looking at it at first, but we can sometimes find a way.
And I want to let anybody listening to this, that little timing shenanigans Zac just described, that's approved by the Indiana Supreme Court. They have said, hey, if you turn your felony into a misdemeanor, the date of your conviction is the original conviction date. So there's no more of this nonsense that they were trying to say, well, the AMS was granted in 2015, so you have to wait 5 years. It's just no, it goes back to the original date, and that is up on the up and up, and that is approved. So Zac, if somebody has Class C felony or higher or a Level 5 felony or higher, what's the best thing that person can do?
Probably give us a call, because there different crimes are eligible or not eligible depending on the seriousness of the crime. We know which crimes are, and it's a long list on both sides, so I don't want to get into each crime. But give us a call. We'll let you know if you're eligible based on that more serious felony offense.
Zac, real quick, we're going to wrap this up, but do all the fees and fines need to be done to apply for expungement?
Yes, you have to have your entire sentence completed. So all your probation time has to be done. If there's an outstanding violation or something like that, or fees are outstanding, you'll need to have those paid before we can get an expungement granted. So make sure that's done so that you're eligible. That's part of it.
I want to let anyone know watching this, getting expungements granted, it's legitimately amazing feeling. And you can literally see how happy clients are. And I just, no one wants to go through a criminal case. It's not fun, but when they get that expungement order, they are just so happy. And it's truly an amazing feeling as an attorney. And I've seen Zac take the lead on the expungements, and, clients reach out, thank you so much. My life is going to improve. And it's such an amazing feeling. If you have any questions about expungement, give us a call, 317-632-3642. We love talking about how a person can clean up their record. And remember, most importantly, always plead the fifth.